Yo, what's good YouTube? It's your boy 6shot, this 6shot Gaming Channel, and today I'm dropping another Blazblue cross tag video. This is going to be the first of many Blazblue cross tag basic guide videos. Yes, I'm doing basic guide videos for this game for every individual character. As well, I will be doing what to do on blocks as well. So the first video is going to be about Weiss, and this series is going to be called What to Do with So-and-so character. So for this video is going to be called What to Do with Weiss. So hopefully you're able to enjoy and understand the video. And if you are able to enjoy the video, please smash the like button. Also, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, check out some of the past content, and make sure to hit the notification bell to get alerted every single time I drop a new video. And also make sure to check the box below to get access to all my social media accounts that you can reach me on. But besides that, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to talk about with Weiss is her normals, and the first move we're going to go over is her standing light attack. This move is very good for poking. It's very good. It's like a good harassment type of move. It's a long range stick out poke, and this is her standing light attack. And now this is her down light attack, and this move hits low. You could chain into it. It has faster startup, and it's very good for hit confirming. The next thing we're going to talk about is like the right in the middle move, and this is called her backlight attack. Her backlight attack has it has faster startup than her standing light attack, but it has less range. So this move is more so to be used up close as well, a little bit more close in areas where your down light would not hit. Also, your down light has faster startup than your back light, but backlight has more range. So keep in mind of that. So the next move we're going to talk about is Weiss's standing medium attack, and Weiss's standing medium attack is head invulnerable. So what that means is basically when you do Weiss's standing medium attack to an air move, you're basically going to be invincible to it, and you can punish air moves. So basically you use the standing medium attack as a anti-air, sort of say. And when you time the move right, the first time I didn't time it right, but when you time the move right, you're going to completely be invincible to any type of air attacks, and you can punish them just like so. And the second hit of Weiss's standing medium attack, so when you press standing medium attack twice, it launches the opponent, and you can launch it for a full combo just like so. So moving on, we're going to be talking about Weiss's down medium attack. Weiss's down medium attack is a long range low attack, and it's very good for poking your opponent out as well. You can harass your opponent. It almost has the same amount of range as a standing light attack, so that's very good as well. So the next move we're going to talk about is Weiss's standing heavy attack, and Weiss's standing heavy attack is an overhead attack, and this is more of a universal feature. Every character in the game standing heavy attack is going to be an overhead attack, but Weiss's is unique because hers has tons of range. She jumps and do a hop and jump at you with the overhead attack. It has tons of range, and it goes hand in hand with a down heavy attack because a down heavy attack is a universal sweep. And it has tons of range as well. You can almost hit in the same amount of range where her standing overhead would hit. So that's very good for mix-up. So now we move on to auto combos. And this is her standing light auto combo. And that auto combo is very good due to the range of her standing light. And this is her standing medium auto combo. And her standing medium auto combo is good because it's a launcher. And this right here is her backlight auto combo. And this is very good as well because it has faster startup than her standing light. So keep that in mind. So next thing we're going to talk about is the air normals, and the first air normal we're going to talk about is a jumping light attack. And a jumping light attack is a very good air to air. Use this in situations where you feel like going air to air with the opponent. Now it doesn't have the fastest startup, but what it does has is huge range on it, and it's very good to use as like just jump back light because it's a very good poking tool in the air. And if you catch that counter hit, you could just jump cancel into a combo. Next thing we're going to go over is a jumping medium attack, and her jumping medium attack is more used as a jump in because it has an angle where it angles downwards towards the opponent. And the next move is the jumping C attack, and you're only going to be really using this move in combos. So Weiss to me has very good footsie tools, and she would probably really do well in a Street Fighter game, to be honest. But in this game, she has those tools that like really like just keep you out. Her standing light is like very long range, and it just has it's like a very good poking tool. So is her down medium, and then her down heavy as well. It has tons of range, and those is very good moves to use in the neutral. Another thing you gotta be aware about with Weiss though is that Her standing light, when it hits at max range, does not cancel into her auto combo at all. Her auto combo will whiff or will not combo at all if it does hit at max range. So you have to be a little bit closer to hit. So at max range, if you want to combo into her, you have to do standing light into a down heavy to get a combo. So when you in that range, 0 range, the tools to go with is definitely her down light and her back light. Those are definitely the tools to go with when you in range 0 and you right up on your opponent. Now when you in that range 1 range, you could go into your standing light. But sometimes when you chain into your standing B and go for the standing BB, sometimes that second B will whiff because you're too far out. So it's easier to just go straight into the full auto combo of a standing light. Another good tip is that her down light will chain up to like 3 times with itself before the opponent is pushed too far out. So that's very, very good for hit confirming if you need to do so. But it does scale the combo very hard, so be aware about that. Another tip as well is that her backlight has better range than her downlight, which I said. So if you in that range where backlight will hit and her downlight won't, it's better to just go with the backlight. Also, her backlight into standing light does more damage than her downlight into standing light, so be aware about that as well. So the next move we're going to talk about is Weiss reversal action. And with Weiss reversal action, she creates like a pillar of ice around her, and it hits from all areas. It hits from her front of her and behind her, and it's very good because it has deceptive range. It hits very deep as well. Like those, like where you see the ice is at, that's like really a hitbox there. As you can see, that's where it actually misses at. But if you're like 1 character space away, it will hit. Also, if your opponent's trying to cross you up with any type of shenanigans like that, it will hit behind her as well. So it's a very good reversal action. I give it that. The only gripe about it is that it doesn't have that vertical hitbox like a Ragnar does, or so on and so forth. Alright, so let's move on to special moves. So the first special move we're going to go over is Weiss's Ice Shards. And you do this by doing core circle forward, light, medium, or heavy. And depending on the strength you do, depends on the Ice Shard that you get. The light version is more to the ground, while the medium version ends up more in the air. And the heavy version ends up behind the opponent and shoots 2 Ice Shards instead of 1. Now the startup on this move is not that great. It's pretty slow. So it's not that really good of a tool to use in like a zoning type of war. But she still has some type of zoning capabilities. Now the thing about this move is that, the one good thing about this move is that it tracks depending on where the opponent is whenever the move is done. So once the glyph appears on the screen and is about to shoot the Ice Shard, wherever the opponent is at when that happens, it will track the opponent to the best of his ability to hit the opponent. So that's one really good thing about it. And with the hands version, it shoots the 2 Ice Shards just like so. So another thing about the Ice Shard move is when you hold the button down, it will cancel the projectile and start making a black glyph. And this black glyph can be interacted with a certain type of move, and we're going to talk more about that move later. And you can have 4 of these on the screen at once, so be aware about that. So the next special moves we're going to talk about is Weiss's strike dash attacks. And these moves is like forward progressive moves. And it's very good to use as well as like almost as a get into, especially if nothing's going on. And she has 3 different versions of these moves, and you do these moves by doing a quarter circle back and light, medium, heavy attack. And the light version of this move is like a single hitting move, and it puts you in range of her standing light and her down heavy if you do this move full screen. While the medium version of this move just goes full screen period and hits you twice. And the hands version of this move puts you right in front of your opponent, and if it hits you 3 times, and it has the fastest startup of the 3, but it doesn't have no more special perks besides that. Now the cool things about these moves is that you could do a fake out when you hold the button down. So you could use these moves as trying to bait your opponent out, that's trying to punish the strike dash, or you could use this move as when you're doing a block string and you see that your opponent's blocking, and you could feint your opponent out and then keep on going with your pressure after that, just like so. So that's a very good tool to use as well. These moves can also be done in the air as well, and there's 3 different versions to these moves. And these moves is kind of like dive kicks, and the enhanced version hits twice. So the one thing about these moves is that if it hits, you don't get a full combo if the move hits. So to extend the move further for a full combo, you have to call assist at the same time, and you get a combo just like so. So the next thing we're going to talk about is how the strike dash special move attack, and when you hold the ice shard and it turns to a black glyph, interact with each other. So normally when you do the strike dash by itself, you're just going to get the regular strike dash. But once you're next to a black glyph and you press up in a certain type of attack strength, you're going to get a certain type of follow-up move, and it makes Weiss a deeper character to use after that, because she has 3 different follow-ups she could do from this move. So when you press up and the light attack button, you're going to get a cross-up overhead attack, right? And normally you can't combo off of it by itself, but when you use the assist at the very correct timing, as when you're doing this cross-up move, you can finish the combo from there, and that's very good for mix-ups, combo extensions. So when you do the strike dash and interact with the black glyph and press up in the medium attack, you get this type of jump back dive kick or dive strike dash from the air. So what you're basically going to do is just jump back and do a strike dash from the air, and that's good for like faking out your opponent. And when you're in the corner, you're going to be able to extend combos further than you normally could do when you do the strike dash and up in the heavy attack. And remember that you can do the strike dash follow-ups after any version of the strike dash. You can do after the light version, you can do after the medium version, and you can do after the heavy version. So keep that in mind, because that's very important. Also keep in mind, when I say any version, I do mean any version. So the strike dash versions in the air counts as well, as long as your strike dash ends up interacting with the black glyph and you press up in the following attack button you need to do the follow-up, you're able to do the follow-ups of the strike dash. So the next special move we're going to talk about is Weiss's Ice Wall, and this move you could do by doing down down light or down down medium, and Weiss creates a big wall of ice depending on the version. The light version creates a smaller wall of ice, while the medium version creates a bigger wall of ice. And this move is like physically on the screen. You cannot run through it, or you cannot backdash through or anything like that once that move is on the screen. The opponent cannot do this, or you yourself, the Weiss player, cannot do this as well. So you gotta be mindful of that. So the light version of this move is not that big of a deal to get around. There are some moves in the game that will just completely jump over it, but the medium version is not the same case, so you gotta be aware about that. And the easiest way to get around the ice wall is just by clearly jumping over it, or you can even shoot a projectile at it and it breaks the wall of ice as well. But the medium version, you really have to really clear it, so be mindful of that. So the next move we're going to talk about is the enhanced version of Ice Wall. And the enhanced version of Ice Wall turns into a parry, and if your opponent attacks you while the ice or just the enhanced version of Ice Wall is up, the opponent will get parried. The only thing is it only does the physical hit after a parry off of normal and physical attacks. If you try to hit them with a projectile, it just nullifies projectile altogether. It does the follow-up attack just like how you see on the screen. But there's one thing that is good about this move, is that you can actually combo after a move. But from testing and what I found out is when you have a smaller hitbox character, it is very, very, very difficult to get that combo off, even though you are able to get the combo off. But against larger hitbox characters like Mel's, you can easily get the combo off with a backlight or a down light, just like so. So the next thing we're going to go over is Weiss's supers, or distortions as it's called in this game. So the first distortion or super is the quarter circle forward and a medium heavy button, and what she does is create like a projectile wall of ice that goes straight to the opponent and it travels full screen. And it's very, very good for punishing opponents who like to stick out normals from deep or trying to zone you out. Because it's completely invulnerable on startup, and it would just punish your opponent just like so. So it's very good to try to punish stuff like that, or tag-ins. The next thing we're going to talk about, or super we're going to talk about, is her quarter circle back medium heavy attack. And this move is pretty quick on startup as well, and it travels a good distance towards your opponent. The only thing about this move is that it doesn't travel full screen at all. It will stop short full. If you do try to do this move full screen, it will stop short right in front of your opponent. So do not try to use this move as a whiff punisher from full screen, because you will not hit your opponent at all. Another thing about this move is, like, if you're around 3/4 of the screen, the move will also wouldn't hit. It'll just go and crush right through your opponent. So you have to be like 2 to 3 character spaces away anything beyond that, the move will not hit. So the first assist we're going to talk about is the ice shard assist, and you do this by pressing forward and the assist button, and Weiss comes out and pretty much shoots the medium version of an ice shard. It's pretty much has the same properties. It tracks depending on where the character is and so on and so forth. Only thing is that you can't hold the button down to turn it into a black cliff, so just be aware about that. Also, it's a very good assist to use to build up your Resonance Blaze meter because it's fairly quick, so that's a good thing about that. So the next assist we're going to talk about is her back assist, and this is pretty much an anti-air launching assist, and it's pretty good to use when you want to launch your opponent in a combo that doesn't really have a good launcher. That's where it's pretty good at, but when you try to use it as an anti-air, it's not that great, and the reason why is because she is too slow when the actual hit happens. So she comes out and do like a strike dash forward, but she doesn't actually hit you with that strike dash when she goes forward. She only hits you when she actually like goes up in the air. So that's pretty bad because that means it takes too long for her to actually hit you with the move. So it's definitely better assists in this game that does what that move is supposed to do and way better. So just keep in mind about that. So the next assist we're going to talk about is her neutral assist, and you do this by just pressing the assist button by itself, or you can press down in the assist button. And this assist is basically a mix between a light version of a strike dash and the enhanced version of strike dash. If it whiffs, she just does it like how the light version ends up. But if it hits, it does the 3 hits like the enhanced version, and it causes a wall bounce. So it's very good for combo extensions and so on and so forth. So here's just an example of me extending Ragnar combo with that assist. It's a very, very good assist for using it for combo extensions. So that's why I think this is her best assist. So right now I just want to show off some basic combos that you could do with Weiss in this game. None of these combos are optimized, but I just want to show you some of the combos you could do with Weiss. And these following combos are going to consist of solo combos, assist combos, grab combos, corner combos, and also how you could convert off of sweet combos as well. So just sit back and watch.
Pardon me. Don't make it too easy. Don't make it too easy.
Keep in mind that you could cancel into your super after the 3rd hit of your auto combo. So just don't finish the auto combo off if you want to cancel to your super. You can also do your super after a jump C attack in the air, so keep that in mind as well. You can also make a black glyph mid combo with the help of a well-timed assist, so keep that in mind as well.
Is that the best you can do?
So the last thing we're going to talk about is Weiss's Astral Heat. And remember, if you don't know nothing about Astral Heat or some of the mechanics of this game, period, make sure to go back and check out my Blazblue Cross Tag Mechanics Guide, and it teaches you about Astral Heat, how to do Astral Heat, so on and so forth, and teach you about all the other mechanics in the game. But moving on from there, so to do Weiss's Astral Heat, you need level 4 Resonance Blaze, you need 9 bars of meter, you need one of your characters to be dead, and you need one of the opponent's characters to be dead. And all you gotta do is just press down, 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 medium, and a heavy attack at the same time. And if it hits, it's an instant kill. No matter how, if they got full life or not, it automatically kills your opponent. So that's how you do Weiss's Astral Heat. And you can also combo into Weiss's Astral Heat after the 3rd hit of the light auto combo, just like so. So keep that in mind as well if you ever find yourself in a situation where you could combo into it. But yeah, folks, that's the end of the road for this video. My first Blazblue cross tag battle character guide, what to do with Weiss. Hopefully you was able to learn something new today. If you wasn't able to learn something new today, please smash the like button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, make sure you cop this game, man. This game is going to be very good, and I'm going to be doing a lot of content on this game. So make sure you cop this game. It comes on May 31st if you don't know the release date. So get your pennies in order and cop this game. Pre-order it, do whatever you got to do. But moving on from there, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell to get alerted every single time I drop a new video. Also, make sure you go check the description box below to get access to all my social media accounts. But besides that, hope all you have a nice day. Peace.